Hello, friends, and welcome back to Book Summary 5. I'm your host, Sammy, and today, we're diving into Skyshade by Aster, the thrilling sequel to Lightlark. This fantasy world returns with even higher stakes, more secrets, and darker twists as we follow Isla Crown in her struggle for power, truth, and survival in a realm that's as enchanting as it is deadly. Get ready, because we're going on a magical, emotional, and occasionally heart-wrenching ride, so you'll feel like you've read it cover to cover. After the events of Lightlark, Isla is no longer just a girl trying to break her curse. She's now the ruler of Lightlark. But ruling isn't the dream she thought it would be. It's political, isolating, and layered with deception. The ending of the Centennial left more questions than answers. And while Isla may have survived, she's now entangled in deeper webs of manipulation. Some of her own making, others centuries old. One of the biggest changes? Her relationship with Oro, the king of Lightlark, has cooled significantly. There's betrayal between them, unspoken truths, and a deep well of mistrust that neither can quite climb out of. Their past closeness feels like a distant memory, and Isla finds herself unsure of who she can truly rely on. But she doesn't have time to mourn relationships. A mysterious realm, Skyshade, has emerged as a central threat and puzzle. A place of floating palaces, brutal magic, and rulers with their own hidden agendas. Skyshade isn't just a beautiful name. It's a realm where danger glides silently through the skies, and enemies might wear the prettiest masks. Isla travels there seeking answers about her powers, her past, and the ancient curses that have haunted her realm for generations. But Skyshade plays by its own rules. It's ruled by the enigmatic Aster, a figure as compelling as he is unreadable. He's charming, clever, and seems to know things Isla doesn't, even about herself. The journey becomes as much about unlocking Isla's own identity as it is about saving her world. She begins to understand that she wasn't just a pawn in the Centennial, she might be the key to everything. But unlocking that truth means digging through centuries of lies, confronting terrifying prophecies, and choosing who she wants to be. Ruler, rebel, or something in between. Meanwhile, the world around her fractures. Old alliances splinter. Friends become threats. New characters enter the story, each with their own agendas. The story doesn't move in a straight line. There are betrayals, revelations, and a few devastating turns that pull the ground out from beneath Isla more than once. And through it all, the love triangle simmers. Aster isn't just a foil to Oro, he's a reflection of Isla's own internal conflict. He represents power, mystery, and the promise of something different. Oro, on the other hand, represents regret, loyalty, and what might have been. Isla is caught in the middle, not just in love, but in choosing between two visions of her future. As the novel builds toward its explosive climax, the pieces finally begin to come together. Isla's true origin is revealed, and it's nothing like she imagined. Her lineage, her powers, the curses, they're all tied together in ways that change everything. She isn't just trying to survive anymore. She's trying to rewrite history. And to do that, she has to make a choice. Protect what's left of Lightlark. Or burn down the systems that have controlled them all for so long. The final chapters leave us breathless. Magic clashes against magic. The skies split open. Truth becomes a weapon. And Isla, once a girl struggling to prove herself, is reborn as something stronger, more dangerous, and far more determined. She's no longer just reacting to the game. She's playing it. Skyshade is a lush, fast-paced, and emotionally charged sequel that elevates the stakes from Lightlark and deepens the mythology of its world. Aster builds tension with every chapter, balancing swoon-worthy romance, deadly politics, and a heroine who's finally beginning to understand her power. Thanks for joining me today on Book Summary 5. If you've been enjoying Isla's journey, make sure to stay tuned for what's next. I have a feeling her story is far from over. And as always, until next time, happy reading.